sometimes when you read from the papers, or some people comment on, especially television programs and so on, some of the people talk about this administration, some think that we have stayed there for even 10 years. This government is only 2 years, 8 months old. 2 years, 8 months old. Just 2 years, 8 months. By May this year, will be 3 years. By May 2015, will be 4 years. And I challenged some of those who criticize without thinking. They should compare what we have done in the 2 years, 8 months with that of any other administration. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They should compare what we have done in these 2 years, 8 months. That's by ending of January. In fact, as we are talking now, it's not even 8 months. But by the ending of January, it will be 2 years, 8 months. Let me even assume that we are at the end of January. They should compare what we have done in these 2 years, 8 months with other administrations in this country and outside. That's why when we presented our midterm report, which was 2 years, I said people should develop their marking scheme. Well, it's not just to criticize, but you have to compare, and especially a government that is facing so much challenges. If you look at the excesses of the Boko Haram, Abuja, even the police headquarters was bombed here in Abuja. UN building bombed, this day house, the market, so the bombing started from Abuja. And of course, we have a Lieutenant General here. We have General Mangoro here. They can tell you the cost of fighting this kind of situation. Even under this situation, we have progressed significantly. And sometimes people don't even appreciate, but time will come that people will know. And sometimes people say, oh, Jonathan is anti-North, doesn't want to develop the North. I used to tell some people, because sometimes they sell these ideas to outsiders, especially some people come from the United States of America. You know, Nigerians believe that the West must say something for it to be listened by us. And I've spoken to one or two envoys. I said that, look, if I am against the North, I'm from the South, yes, Southern minority. If I'm to establish 12 universities, or even if I'm to establish new universities, I can say, okay, there's no money, let us establish 3 in the North and 3 in the South. Nobody will castigate me, because it's treachery. But I said that if I have done that, then all the states in the South would have gotten federal universities. Because in the South, before we established the new universities, the only 3 states that had no federal universities, only Ekiti State, Ebonyi State, and Bayelsa State. All the other ones have federal universities, some even 2 degree awarding institutions. But as at that time in the North, 9 are yet to get. And I believe that the very first thing that you use to emancipate people is education. And I use myself as a good example. I grew from a peasant home. If I did not go to school, there's no way I would have been here to talk to people like you. What has made me to be here? Because I had education. Not else. No matter they say I'm lucky, if I didn't go to school, will luck bring me to be the president of So these are the basic things. And I said that, look, it's not fair. No matter what, let us start small universities that will grow up later. I'm not going to build Ibadan or Nsukka or ABU or Maiduguri. No, they're small, and I insisted that they should not, minister said that they should not admit more than even 400 students a year, that we can provide for decent environment. And as we provide more facilities, the university will continue to grow. And that let all the northern states have federal government universities. So I told them, so if I am against it, will I have done that? I wouldn't have. The issue of Al-Majri education, if I am against, will I have encouraged that? to work with the governors to make sure that we provide for quite a number of children that are out of school. So you can go on and on, but it is not yet the time, because all these are blackmails, political blackmail. We still challenge people to look at the number of days we have stayed, what we have done so far, and assess, and can they say that we have not done well as a party? They cannot. PDP has brought so many revolutionary changes in this country. Telephone was like only for few people. It's PDP government that made sure that even the farmer, the fisherman, the cattle rearer has a telephone. Never, it was not there before until the PDP government came into being in 1999. And since then, we have been coming with other revolutions. Of course, the power sector will soon take off very effectively with the complete privatization of the generating sets and distributing companies, generating companies and distribution companies to the private sector. It will almost be like the GSM revolution. And I believe this is a transitional phase moving from government control to private control. And it will not take more than 6 months. When these private companies will stabilize, Nigerians will know that this is another major achievement of the PDP government. Yeah. Today, I wouldn't want to bore your ears by recounting performance of government. But I just need to mention what we've done today, which I already mentioned, the formal launching of the Nigerian mortgage refinance company that will revolutionize the housing sector. And Nigerians will begin to get very soft, affordable loans that you will pay over a period of 20, 25 years. It's like paying your own rent, but you're in that way owning your own house. Instead of paying rent to a landlord, you're paying rent to own your own house. And so many Nigerians will key in, especially those who are working in the civil service and in the private sector, or those who have steady business, taxi drivers and so on, that they are very sure of earning money on a monthly basis. So the issue of housing will soon be a thing of the past. I need to also mention the agri sector, because these are key in terms of job creation. The housing sector creates a lot of jobs in addition to improving the economy. Agri is another area that the PDP administration wants to use to create many jobs. On Monday, again next week, I'm going to launch a special dry season farming. We are targeting about 10 states from the north, the rice, wheat, and others. And we're making 14 billion available for that program. So as we progress to this year, people will begin to know that the PDP government is committed. We have the vision and we have the commitment to make changes.